Vasistha. Let us begin with this. Dikaladi anabachinna ananta chinmatramurtae swanubhuti ekamanaya namashantaya tejase. I salute the Supreme Brahman, the one who is beyond all qualities, who is tranquil and beyond all limitations, who is the embodiment of infinite consciousness and can be known only through one's own experience. Now we are studying where the Guru Vasistha asking his disciple Sri Ramachandra that you must be careful. O Rama, be aware of the truth, always aware of the truth. So, as this, we know that Vasistha, he is teaching the knowledge. The knowledge is completely different than the devotion. So when we talk about the devotion, we think about someone subjective, someone objective over there, the God, and I am the subject, I am looking at God, praying to God, worshipping God. All these services we do. That is a different type of mental attitude, and that is easy. But when we always think about the Atman, how it will be, we will see that the Guru Vasistha is now explaining that through two stories. One is the great story of the Bali, the great king, and another story of Prahlada. So Guru Vasistha, while teaching his disciple, constantly reminding him about the truth. Now, always we talk about the truth. And what is this truth? It's called in Sanskrit Satya. The Satya means that which never changes. That is called Satya. That is called truth. It never changes. Now here comes the person who is meditating on the truth or trying to realize the truth, because it depends on his or her judgment. Truth equal to unchanging something. And what is that unchanging? Now we go on searching. Well, that sun, it is unchanging. Why? Because my 14th generation above, they have seen that sun. Each and every one, whoever was born in this, the world, observe the sun. Sun is continuously there. So it is the permanent. If we think in that way, that will be a great mistake. Why? Again we know that slowly, sun is also going to be destroyed. Maybe it is there for a many longer period of times than comparing with the human life. But sun is also temporary. And if the sun is not there, then what? And we look at the mountains, and no, mountains were also created at one point of time, and it is all slowly it will also be destroyed. Ocean, there were so many oceans were there one time. Now many of them are completely dried. So that means all oceans will also one day it may dry up. So what is permanent then? If I look at my body, my mind, no, that is not permanent. So this is the way one should go on judging. For a devotee, it is only God. And he never or she never cares about anything else but the God. And for the devotee, God is permanent. Whatever may be the God, according to their choice, but God is permanent. God never changes. That way, I have someone over there to whom I can come. Then I introduce my children also, then grandchildren also, the same person. They come, they pray, they do all those things. So the mental satisfaction, and by that way, slowly, we reach to a point where we get some solace, some bliss, some joy, some a dependency, but not complete. Again, sometimes we think, oh God, I was praying to God, but look at it, I am not getting the proper response. That prayer was, that was replied by God and that was answered by God. Whatever I prayed, that was all right and I got that. Now, these are the prayers, I am not getting the fulfillment. So always the satisfaction, dissatisfaction will remain in the mind of a devotee. Again, from the point of view of the knowledge, friends, I am comparing the dualistic, another non-dualistic. Dualistic, God is there, God is permanent, I can come to God, I can pray to God, I get solace after praying, this is all there. At the same time, sometimes I do not get the proper answer from the God. And that time I am dissatisfied. And I have seen some of the great devotees. The one gentleman was there in Andaman, he was from the Sikh community. When his son passed away, and that shock, his wife could not stand, that she also passed away, losing the son and the wife, he became almost like a mad. And one day he told me, Swamiji, I was worshipping this Guru Granth Sahib right from my childhood days, and I am now almost 67. At that time, in 90s, I am now 67. And now God is not replying to my prayers, and He is taking away all that I loved. Then why should I worship this God? So this is the problem with the devotees. When the prayers are not answered, and when I am not satisfied, there is chances are there when I may blame my God for all this. And naturally there won't be the true and complete satisfaction. This is the weakness of the duality. But from the point of view of the knowledge, no, you are not depending on anyone. You are depending on yourself. So it says the truth is one and not two. And when there is no two, there is no question of God. From here, we have to start our journey. Except me, there is no one around. What will happen? So it says, non-dual self, and it is infinite, apara. Apara in Sanskrit, it is infinite. The conception of infiniteness, all this science, they are trying to understand what is this infinite. And when they are trying to concept this infiniteness, they are bewildered. It's going on expanding, no end to it. So they don't know actually what it is. Who is creating it? Where from it is coming? But the creation is going on and on. It's expanding. So it is called that apara. But there's a story again in the Hindu mythology. The two gods, they were traveling, Brahma and our Vishnu. Brahma and Vishnu, they were traveling. Suddenly they saw one type of very golden color, a lighted beam is coming from below going upwards. Both of them thought, oh my God, we didn't see this. What is this? Let us go and search where from it is coming and where it is ending. So the Brahma went down to find where from it is beginning, and the Vishnu went upward to find where it is ending. Then both of them, after a long period of search, they came back and met, and then Vishnu told, no, I'm sorry, I couldn't reach the end of it. Infinite. I couldn't reach the end of it. And Brahma, they say in that story, he lied. When the Vishnu said, oh, I couldn't reach to the end, then the Brahma thought, oh, if I say I have seen the beginning, that means it will be, I am better than the Brahma. So he lied. And he said, "Oh, I saw that." Immediately, they heard that someone is telling Brahma, "You're lying. You didn't reach there." And because of this, no one in the world will worship you. And if you go, you will never find any temple of the Brahma. Hindus are having so many varieties of temples, but not of Brahma. Brahma, the creator. They accept the Brahma as the creator. He is one of the three famous gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha. But even then, Brahma is not worshipped by the ordinary people all around. Why? He lied over there. There is a story. So this means you cannot fathom, you cannot reach neither beginning nor end. That is called infinite. It says it is infinite. What? They have given a name, Brahman. This Brahman is Apara, Abara, Vistara and Sambit. They are trying to give some idea. So it is Apara, it is infinite. It is unrestricted, Abara, unrestricted. Then if you look at the image of goddess Kali, there is no cloth on her, Abara. There is unrestricted. You cannot restrict. She is all pervading. All this nature that we see, the whole creation, it is from her. The concept of the Hindu. So she is all pervading, infinite. How can you cover her with a cloth? This is symbolic. To give you that idea, you cannot cover or bar. The moment you are covering, then that means it is finite, it is not infinite. So in Sanskrit it says abara, unrestricted. Then it is vast, vistara. The moment we say the vistara, we look at the ocean or think of the sky or the space. That is vistara. Wherever you see, it is there. So by that way, we try to imagine the vastness of the Brahman. So they say in this way, but it is one thing, it is conscious. It is Sambit. There is a beautiful magazine that they publish from the Sarada Math from Delhi. Its name is Sambit. Sambit means the consciousness. The Matajis, the nuns, they are writing and sometimes they publish. Very good. You can become the member of that and you will receive that every month, the issues. That's called Sambit. Sambit means the consciousness. It says Apara, Abara, Vistara, Sambit. Apara means infinite, then unrestricted, then vast, and it is conscious. So that is the most important thing. One may think, if it is one, then what is this universe? Again and again this question comes. The Sri Ramachandra is thinking, you are talking about one. If it is one, it must be the same. Then why these varieties? So many varieties of trees and plants and animals and the birds and the reptiles, the human being. No end to it. So many varieties. Forget about all others. Only human specimen. If you take one and put them in the line, you'll find all are so different. So different in the feature, in the language, everything different. How come then you talk about one? Here is the point where most of the people, they are confused. And then they go to the duality. They say it is better. Duality is much better. I can understand. This is my God, that is your God, her God, his God. We can understand that. And they go up to that and end up in morality only. They don't go to the spirituality. The majority of the religion that they talk about high moral values. Love thy neighbor as thyself. It's not spirituality, it's morality. And even if you don't do that, the law of the country will force you to do that. You cannot disturb. So that is the morality. It has nothing to do with the spirituality. To reach to the spirituality, this morality is necessary. And why this morality? You should not tell lies. You should not steal. You should not hurt. So do these and don't do these. Do's and don'ts, all this. 10 commandments. The great 10 commandments. What is there? Morality. Nothing else. The 10 commandments is only morality. The Buddhism that they teach, all the 8 great paths, what is there? Morality. Why? They are only preparing the mind to understand or to accept this subtle thing, because it is very, very difficult. When the mind is not ready, it is impossible. One of the great disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he came over here, though that is very famous as Hari Maharaj, Swami Turiyananda ji. The Turiyananda ji, when he came and he was a great yogi, he could read the minds. So when he used to give the talk, before that he used to say Om. Many a times when the people are coming, they're sitting, so he will be going on telling Om, Om. Sometimes people used to think, what actually he is going to speak? He's going on telling Omkara. Then one day, a close devotee asked Swamiji, every time before giving the talk, you say Om so many times. It's not necessary. You can start the lecture. And so, to whom? What I am going to tell, how they will understand if I am not preparing their mind. So you know what I do? Think of it. I am taking their mind upwards and purifying the mind so that as long as I am giving the talk, at least that much time they can understand it, enjoy it. Afterwards they will forget because they don't have that base. Now I heard a physicist in Toronto. We went to that ashrama, the fundraising, so they invited one famous physicist from London, apparently young person, and the beautiful way he was explaining each and every one, all the ladies and the children and the young people, and each and every one, they understood his words. It's so easy. That's true, that's true, that's true. Then afterwards, he said, whatever I have said is a basic of my subject. Why? Because I don't know how many of you will understand. The same way the spirituality is so difficult to understand. So difficult. Now we have started one ashrama over there in Chicago. That is home of harmony. The symbol of different religions are there. Most of the people coming, standing and asking, why you are worshipping so many religions? The basic that we are not worshipping so many religions. We are only giving the symbol telling that all paths are leading to the same goal. But they don't believe, they cannot understand that. It will take long time. This is my God and this is my path and I can understand. But when you give the example, see, one son is studying medicine. Your another son, he is studying business. Your third, he is studying something else. And they are all going to be the graduate in different subjects though, but then afterwards they will be professors in the same university in different subjects. The same way, different gods are there, different subjects. And we are going to realize that. But you know the difference? The moment you reach to the Jesus, moment you reach to Lord Buddha, moment you reach to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, you will find all are same. This is the difference. In the different subjects that you are studying, a different type of knowledge will come, that at least they will become the professor. But when this is, all religion are meeting, the same, white oneness. And that oneness is expressed through love and unselfishness. This is the beauty. They say that one may think in this way. What is this? Vasistha Muni, he said, all these diversities that you see are nothing but the same consciousness. Chit matra bastu. Chit means consciousness, matra only, bastu existing. Only consciousness that is existing, anything that you see. Now, when they say, shall you have to accept it? No. We can always judge. And the scientists, they went and they researched, these trees are having lives. And it was proved, yes. They too are having the lives. The very famous scientist, he proved it. The plants, the trees, they are having lives. They cannot express like us. They cannot move like the animals or the birds or like the human being. But they have the life. Even the grasses, they are having the lives. Each and every one having the lives. So they can feel. Now the ant, the crawling, the tiny little one is having the life. So different types are there. So this is the way we have to understand Chin Matra Vastu. But the expression of that chit, the consciousness, that varies. And sometimes when that consciousness, we look at the Buddha or Jesus or Sri Ramakrishna, extreme, this complete. So we bow down before them and say, you are our gods. And sometimes some people are so intelligent and they are great doctors or engineers or scientists, researchers, expressing their knowledge. So other people, they will come and say, oh my God, look at him. He knows so many things. When the villagers, they come, illiterate, they are good in the other things. But when they come to a doctor, and the doctor will be just touching the hand like this, and understanding, trying to understand the pulse, they wonder what he is doing, just holding my hand and understanding that what has happened to me. They wonder like that. They always, it is all wonder. So we wonder looking at them, how it is possible. So much of love, so much of unselfishness. Is it possible? Possible because when we understand that science, Chit Matra Vastu, this one non-dual consciousness is pervaded in all directions. Bharita Ashesha Dika. Bharita means full. Bharita means full. Bhara in Bengali they say. It is full. Ashesha, any direction. Ashesha, means negative. Shesha, Ashesha, Dika. Dika means the direction. Completely. It has no end. Shesha is the end. Ashesha, there is no end. Any direction you see, it is all there. You cannot say, oh, God is not here. It is not possible. It is there. Everywhere. And that beautiful story again and again that the sadhus, the monks, they always say that someone, he was wondering how God can be everywhere. Then he was asked to mix the salt in a water and asked that king, can you find out the salt? The king said, obviously it is everywhere. Every drop of that particular water is salty. So salt is everywhere. Similarly, the God, that is consciousness everywhere. And this, after having this knowledge, then the Guru giving the example to make it easy to understand, he gave the example of an ocean. There are ripples on the water, there are waves in the water, but ripples and waves are nothing but the water. So, what else they can say? Everything is nothing but the consciousness. And when they are giving the example, they are giving the example of the ripples. When you look at the water, river or the pond or the ocean, when the wind is blowing, accordingly there will be the ripples. Hundreds and thousands of ripples will be there. Are they different? Yes. Because water and the ripple are different. Ripples are having some sizes, different varieties of sizes. Now suppose you give the name, they are different. The ripple 1, ripple 2, ripple 3, if you like that, if you go on, then it will be, the names will be there, numbers will be there, sizes will be there, but in reality they are all water. Same way the waves that is coming, we can see the calm water, we can see the huge wave, they're different. And on the top of the wave, all this white, they're coming completely different. I used to go by ship from Calcutta to Andaman. It's a 5 days sail. And I could understand the differences. When the waves are coming, the captain asked me to go in his office from where they were actually sailing the ship. And I could see the waves are crossing the top, huge ship. On the top, the wave going to the other side, splashing everything. Tremendous, huge waves. So that is there. Are they different from the ocean? No, the same water. So this is the way we have to understand. Again and again they say Ripo are different size, different forms, but the same. Jivas are nothing but the Brahman. Jiva Brahmaiva, na apara. Now here comes another question. If the jivas are the same, then why not Shankaracharya or the people like them behave like anyone? No, that cannot be. The king cannot behave like an ordinary person because king is king. He has to rule. He has different, his duties are different. So that is the way the guru and the shishya, they are all same. But the guru cannot behave like a shishya. They are different. Where? Not in spirituality, but in practical level, practical life. So this we have to understand. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to call his disciple whom he liked much, that is Swami Vivekananda. He used to call, come and sit by my side. He says, no, it is not possible. In our country, the shishya, the disciple will never sit on the same level with the guru. They will always sit below. No, I will sit over here. No, you sit by my side, on my bed. No, it is not possible. Then he said, still you are not having that consciousness that you and me are same. Then he gave the example. See, there's a water, and I am putting the stick on the water. And now this is the left side water and right side water. Because the stick is dividing apparently. But if you take up the stick, it is the same water. In reality, it is the same water. So many different ways he went on giving the teaching to his disciple. So this is the guru and the shishya. Actually, they are same in consciousness. But there is a paramarthika. In Sanskrit, it is called paramarthika. This is the highest spiritual level. But there is another vyavaharika, practical level, when we are behaving. So that vyavaharika, sometimes some people, they take the paramarthika as the reality and try to behave like that. And that becomes a great problem. Everything is conscious. I should not hurt anything. How it is possible? You cannot leave. There are many people still from one sect of the religion. They will never go anywhere. Why? When I am walking, when I am traveling, when I am doing, I am going to hurt some, that maybe whatever, that the small little, the insects are there, I may hurt them. I won't move. That is not practical. Paramarthika and vyavaharika, that should be completely different. So when, as long as I am in this body and I am thinking I am separate from that body, others, so that is called vyavaharika. That time, your food, your clothing, it will be like this. But internally I know it is all consciousness. And why we feel that I am going to hurt something? Because I feel that they are separate, I am separate. Again the mistake. There's nothing like that. So this is the way when we see from the point of view of the Vedanta, there is only one consciousness. The body that we see, it is only our imagination, we are thinking that way. So this again and again, as a theory it stands good, but can one apply this concept of one in practical life? Assuming this question, Vasistha narrated the stories of King Bali. The Bali and the king, he was a king, and there was the prince Prahlada. The Bali, the king Bali, learned from his teacher Shukracharya about the consciousness and practiced austerity in the path of knowledge. Now, King Bali, that story, Vasistha Muni is telling to Sri Ramachandra. That means it happened much earlier. And obviously, that was a very inspiring incident that a personality like Vasistha is quoting and quoting to another great personality, Sri Ramachandra. Though Sri Ramachandra at that time only 12, 13 years, a young boy, but still he was very, very well read and he was a knowledgeable person. He knew many, many things. And then they are quoting the Bali. What is that Bali say? The king Bali learned from his teacher Shukra about the consciousness and practiced tapasya and how to realize this truth through the path of knowledge. So this is the difference. When we are talking about the path of knowledge, it's completely different. We cannot imagine a person who is practicing the path of knowledge, he cannot meditate. Because who is meditating? On whom he is meditating? Meditation needs object. Even if there is no object, even if it is on the consciousness, still, who is meditating? Second, no prayer, no worship. Who is going to worship? To whom he is worshipping? No services. How it is possible to serve? Whom we are going to serve? So when the first philosopher came, as he was born, the father and the mother, first father and the mother, human father and the mother, the Kardama and the Devavati, and their son was Kapila. And I am giving the class in the Hindu temple every first Saturday morning. The Kapila, he stopped worshipping God. His mother was taken aback. What my son is doing? We are Brahmin, we are supposed to get up in the morning, go to the temple, worship the God. Kapila said, no. Why? Samkhya philosophy. Kapila himself, he was Lord Vishnu. He came in that form to teach the philosophy. So he first stopped worshipping. Why? Who is going to worship whom? This oneness. In the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we found that he started as a dualist, as if, and he was worshipping goddess Kali. Then a time came when Sri Ramakrishna was eating a part of the food and then that he was offering to goddess Kali. It's sacrilege. One cannot think of it. And he was doing without any hesitation. Why? He felt both the same. And in his conversation, the people, they were looking at him and what he is doing, and they declared he is a man. Otherwise, it is not possible. You cannot do it. You know, when they bring the food before the God, they are not supposed to look at it. So the food is supposed to be covered. So they are, at least when you see at that, maybe that we feel, oh, this is a beautiful food, very good tasty food. Let's offer it to God as quickly as possible. Then we will take, we will eat. So all the calculation will come. And sometimes some people, they will purchase the sweets calculating the members of their family. My grandchild, he will take, and then the wife, then these. 7 will do. So they will purchase 7 and then, oh no, the Brahman, the Pujari is also there. 1 more, 8. So they are not calculating the God himself. God will eat. They don't believe in that. They are offering to God, but calculating them. Because they know we are going to eat, not the God. No faith at all. So they don't believe. And when they do it, it is only the action with no result. And we go on doing it all through our life without any result. So, what is the result? It is the faith, it is the belief, it is the realization. And when we feel that even this photo picture that we see, it is nothing but the consciousness. When it is very warm, very hot, we put the fan on whole night. Why? Because the Lord will be sleeping. It is very warm, it is necessary. And in the cold time, we put on the heater. The God should not, because it is not a photo, it is not a picture, it is the person. And when we are offering, we offer in that way also. Sometimes some people are very devotedly to do. And when they are very devotedly doing, thinking that I am truly offering to a living person, their spirituality becomes very quickly awakened. And here, the King Bali, he is practicing from the path of knowledge. And in that knowledge, he is thinking, Lord, I like to learn the truth. I like to know who am I, who are you, what is this world. Shukracharya said, I don't have much time, I am going somewhere else, but I will tell you in one sentence. Everything that you see is nothing but consciousness. And you have to realize it through practices. Then only you will understand, otherwise not. One line. And the diksha that we take, it is from the point of view of the Tantra and also the Bhakti. And the Vaishnavas, they give diksha, Tantrikas, they give diksha, but Vedanta diksha is this. Everything is consciousness, go and practice, that's all. So it needs the guru and the disciple both should be on that level, otherwise it's impossible. Again and again Shankaracharya said, before practicing or treading the path of knowledge, you should be very, very careful. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was very, very careful even talking about that, telling about that. Why? People, without understanding anything or basic practices, if they try to follow the path of knowledge, they become agnostic. They completely go and landed in a place where there is no faith, where there is no belief, where there is no spiritual progress. They all go on thinking, oh, I am God, and then they do anything they like. That is the difficulty, because it is so subtle. It is so subtle. I feel, it is my personal the thinking, the communism and the spiritual people, majority of them, they cheat others. You know why? Because the ideology is so high. The communists, they always say, all are equal, but it is not possible. When they are behaving, oh, this is my son, my daughter, this is their son, their daughter. But they cannot be same. They are leader's son and daughter, so they will get special preference. Others, whatever left over, so that they can get. But they talk about equality, equality. So hypocrisy is much more in the communist practices. Theory is very good, but in practice, very bad. Same in spirituality also. From the viewpoint of the God, all are equal. And the person who is also giving that talk, we are all equal. Then they will say, don't come to me because I am so and so. I am this very holy person, don't come to me. I cannot talk to you, I cannot touch your food. So many varieties they will make. But at the same time they are telling God has created all of us, we are all children of God, and then again. And they become hypocrite. The Swami Vivekananda himself said, 80% become hypocrite. Because it is the ideology is so subtle and so vast. Now here, when the Shukracharya, he was giving the instruction to his disciple Bali, when the Bali said, I like to know who am I, who are you, what is it? He said, all are consciousness, practice. And he left. But he knew the Bali is a very sincere disciple. After the Guru left, the Bali reflected. Everything is surely consciousness. Because when the Guru has said, it must be. No doubt about it. That is called Shraddha. The very first step of the spiritual practice is Shraddha. And what is Shraddha? Shastreshu Guru Vakyeshu Satya Buddhi Avadharanam Sa Shraddha. Shastreshu Guru Vakyeshu. Who is a guru? A realized soul. And when he said that, it must be true. That's why human being can never become a guru. Guru is only the God. And whatever the God has said, that is the truth. The human guru sometimes again, they start, because all people are coming and touching his feet and asking for blessing, slowly he is himself hypnotized. And he starts thinking, I can do this, I can do that. That is the problem. Human guru cannot do that. One should be very careful about this. So these are other practices. Spirituality, very subjective. Spirituality, very subtle. Spirituality is a clear understanding. So we are going to practice through the path of knowledge. And along with the Pali, when you are thinking, everything must be conscious. Why the Guru has said. And since the Guru has said, it must be true. No doubt. So from here we begin. Unless and until we have the faith, someone was traveling from one place to another. And then he opened the map. Now he started doubting. Who is the person who drew this map? Has he ever visited this place? How could he see all this thing? Now he will never reach anywhere. He started doubting about that map itself and who drew the map. Oh, that man came from such a far place. No. He must have mistaken somewhere, and you will never be able to use that map. Once you have given the map, oh yes, there's somebody, people, there must be, very sincerely they have drawn, and this is my road, I am following this road, and that this is my destination, I am going to reach over there. Sometimes when our devotees are driving, they will say, follow whatever the Google is telling. The Google knows much better than us. And sometimes there may be mistake, but sometimes. But most of the time, Google is giving us the proper guidance. Google, on the road, he is the guru. And if you doubt the Google, then go to someone, you are nowhere. So this is the way we have to understand the first thing of the spiritual life, accepting the words of the Guru and the scripture. And what the Guru said, like the Shukracharya here, he said everything is consciousness, now practice. And he started practicing. This sun is conscious because it is separating the light from the darkness. Sun is conscious, must be. And he is thinking in that way, very gross way. See how he is slowly progressing. This sun must be the conscious, and the sun is separating the light and the darkness. So he is thinking in that way. All my senses, they must be conscious. Why? Because they are. My hand is lifting, leg is going, I can see, I can hear. So they must be conscious. Like a child, he is thinking in the beginning. And they say, no, it cannot be. Because after the death, all these are there in that body, dead body, but it is not acting. It can't act. There must be something else. So this hand, this feet, this nose, this eye, they are not. Rather, the consciousness that makes them conscious. So he is now discriminating and understanding. So consciousness will remain. Bali then uttered the sacred Om. He started practicing the Om. The Om he was going on practicing, and slowly, when he was practicing the Om, it is not an object. Om, that sounds that purify the mind. Why? This is very special. If you go to our Home of Harmony, all the monks' quarter rooms, I have given the name Bach, the Boikari, and these and that. So when the people will go, what is this Bach In the beginning they can't pronounce. Then after, oh, it is Bach. Who is Bach? Then naturally the Swamis, if they are there, then I was hearing once someone came and he was asking, why these peculiar names? Baikari, what is that Baikari? We never heard about it. Then the one Swami who came from Portland, he was telling, that if you, and I was really enjoying his conversation. He was telling, when we talk, that is Baikari. This is the end part of it, finished part of it. But before talking, we think. And the thought goes down, 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 and it just starts generating. And that is Bach. And from there, its sound is taking a form. And that form slowly comes up. And when it is going out, it is Baikari. It takes a fraction of a second. So we don't understand. We think, oh, this we are talking. No. Every word that I am speaking, it is having the beginning and the growth and then coming out. This is Hinduism. So they always go to the deep and the deepest condition where from this word coming. And then they understand, they discover the Om is a word that in the beginning it is in the same form it is coming. So Om is very pure. Why? We are not actually creating it. It is already there. So Om iti Brahma, in the Upanishad it says, Om is that Brahman. Why? Nobody created it. The Brahman, nobody created it. Consciousness, nobody created it. It is there. It was, it is, it will be. No change. So Om is the symbol of the Brahman. So Bali started meditating on the Om. Bali felt a kind of joy which is not the worldly. It is coming from any object. No. Sometimes some people when they meditate, if they can practice meditation for a long period of time, if they meditate, and the meditation you must practice in one particular time. If possible in one place. If possible on one same seat. And if possible with the same dress. So that's why they used to ask us, keep a dress separately for meditation. And you should not use that dress for anything. For eating food or reading books or chatting with the friends. No. That should be only for meditation. The moment you put on the dress, immediately mind gets alert. Oh, I have to meditate. It's like the doctors putting on the apron, I am going to practice. It is like the players, when they put on their the uniform, they think, oh, I am going to play. Like the military, the armies, when they put on that, the mind is ready. Similarly, for meditation also, one same dress, if you can, good. And same place where you are sitting, on the same seat, that also become acquainted with that same thought. And slowly when you are practicing, physically the mind also starts thinking, oh, now this man will be sitting for 1 hour, no chance of reading newspaper, no chance of listening music. Okay, so he wants to concentrate, let him. So mind also start cooperating. And slowly, a mind will say, oh, for 1 hour only, let me be quiet. After that, again, I will jump out. So like the children, when they will say, oh no, the mother is asking, so let me be for some time quiet. And afterwards, I will get all. So like the mind will also become quiet. One place, same seat, same dress, same thought. In the same process, if you meditate, it becomes very easy to control the mind. Once you can close that mind completely, withdraw the mind from all other activities, all thoughts. Mind's activity means thoughts. When the mind is not thinking anything else, a very unique type of joy comes. And that shows the joy of meditation. When you go and eat something of my choice, I get joy. But that is a completely different type of joy. Watching movie, different type of joy. Having the company of friends, different type of joy. Success in something, different type of joy. But The joy in meditation is completely different. No one else outside will be able to understand, only the person who is practicing. Bali was practicing Omkara and she got that joy. I am consciousness. Bali started thinking. And this story, the Guru Vasistha is telling to his disciple Sri Ramachandra. And he is telling, then the Bali reached to that. In the beginning, he was just like a young person. He was telling, oh, this sun is consciousness because he is separating the light and the darkness. Oh, this is conscious, this is conscious. Now he has understood the consciousness, the feeling within. And separating himself from all other things. Oh, I am conscious. I don't care to acquire or to abandon. Now the reaction is coming, result is coming. The moment you are understanding, realizing the consciousness, how you will understand? First thing, the inhuman, it is always there grabbing. They call it grabber. Anything that they found, they will grab. They will take it. Anything, anywhere, they will try to get it. And that is called samsari. Why? Because they think, oh, this, if I take, that will be good. So I saw some people in the aircraft. They're taking even the paper towels. The plenty is there, then you can, oh my God. Not when he is traveling in a flight means he must have some money. He's not walking or good. But even then, the moment they are getting something free, they will take it. I saw one person putting it in his bag. When I looked at him, he felt little. No. I actually, you know what happened? I sometimes I need it. You could purchase from the shop because you knew that it is necessary for you. Then anyway, no problem. Take it. The grabbing mental, whatever free I am getting, I should have. This is I should have. And sometimes in the first classes, they will give you some dress to sleep. Some people, they will fold it and take it. It's not, you are not supposed to, because they will wash it and give it to some other people. But always a grabbing mentality. But the moment you practice the spirituality, the first thing that will come in the mind, I don't need. That is. I am spiritual. So many people, they say, how we will know? You yourself, you do not to go and tell. How you will know? I don't care to acquire or to abandon. Whatever comes, it is okay for me. Whatever comes. First, I don't care for liberation as there is no bondage. The bondage and liberation, oh, I have committed sin, I have done this, I have done that, regular, the problem. I don't care for liberation because there is no bondage. Can you imagine the mentality of that person who is practicing the spirituality through the path of knowledge? No dependence. And that's why Swami Vivekananda, when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna saw him as a young boy of 17, 18 years, Sri Ramakrishna immediately told, he is a Veera. Veera means hero. And only a hero can do that. It's very, very difficult to practice spirituality through the path of knowledge. Friends, we are studying the Yoga Vasistha is the highest book, the very famous book in the path of knowledge. And here the Vasistha is giving the example of the Bali. Bali was the king of the demons. But still, look at it. And I do not care to meditate as who will meditate? Meditation means, well, I have to control my senses and that I sense is there. I have to sit, I have to withdraw my mind, I have to meditate, but who is this I? It's continuously that consciousness is there. Oh, I don't care for the kingdom, or because it is as illusion. He never cares for anything. I do not care for anyone as none belongs to me. He's all alone. And that is the reason I have seen one Swami, and there was a great achievement Swami Vivekananda wrote. When one Swamiji, he became the first president of the Advaita Ashrama, He was an Advaitin. We have seen the Bharat Maharaj. He was also an Advaitin. Very few, one or two. But they were completely different. They are working. But you can understand, completely separate from all that. Everything. Bharat Maharaj was the manager of Velur Math. As a manager, you have to go and check the temples and these and that. Bharat Maharaj used to go and he will put his hand at the back so that even by mistake hand will not fold before the God. He used to keep the hand like this, he used to go. But by his side was Prabhu Maharaj, Bireshwarananda Ji Maharaj. And Bireshwarananda Ji will be going like this and very humble to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna statue inside the Belur Math. Bharat Maharaj will be by his side and he will go to check everything is all right or not. So two different pictures we have seen, and this is beauty of the Belur Math. The jnana, the karma, bhakti and dhyana, all you will find together. That was the symbol of the Ramakrishna mission that Swami Vivekananda drew. Really, really it is true. But this is unique way they present. So I shall be what I am, the Bali is telling. Being free from all desires, King Bali ruled the kingdom. Not that they are not doing anything. They are doing everything, but completely detached from that. And the Lord Vishnu noticed him and he thought, is he truly doing it, practicing it? Let me check. So Bali used to give away all his extra property to everyone. Whoever will come and ask, he used to give away. The Vishnu came in the form of a dwarf, the small Brahmin. And the famous story you know, in different places, in different way they wrote. And the Lord Vishnu came and told him, I like to take 3 steps of land. Bali told, 3 steps? And you, a dwarf? How big will be the steps? Why don't you take some bigger? No, only 3 steps. You promise that you will give. Okay, if you want that. And immediately the Lord Vishnu took the huge form. And dwarf became the huge form. Then the Bali understood, oh, the Lord has come to examine me. In the first, he covered the netherworld and the earth. And the second step, whole of the heaven. And with the third, he said, Bali, where am I going to keep it? This 3 world too is already covered. Then the Bali said, on my head. That is the only place I can offer, because everything has been already covered by you. So this is this beautiful stories, and the Lord Vishnu kept his holy feet on the head of the devotee, great devotee. And as he pushed him down, telling, you have to go and stay over there, Bali told, no problem for me. And this is the real examination. Have you truly realized? Then you don't care the heaven or the hell, both the same. Because it is your mind only. The Bali remained over there. The Rama perhaps was thinking, why? As if Bali was such a nice person. And why the Vishnu did? Then immediately his guru, he could read the mind, immediately answered, oh Rama, this Bali is going to be the next, the king of all gods, Indra. So the Lord Vishnu is only examining him, testing him. So he is going to be the next Indra. Indra means he is the king of all gods. Don't think that he was being punished. No, it is only the testing. So sometimes some problems are coming and we break down. We should not. And we have to wait with great faith. Why? Because Lord is testing me. I should be quiet. And He is going to give me much better thing after this, because He is always kind and watching. So I should be waiting. This is the troubled days means you are going to get something much better, unexpected, but you have to have the patience, because the test of God comes through that. So I don't think it will be possible to reach to the other stories. we will read this from here. The narrating this story of the Vasistha said to Rama, "O Rama, Bali will be the next Indra. You are the light of consciousness, O Rama, don't forget it. Light of consciousness. This world appears in that light. Light of consciousness, and the world appears in that. It is not in truth. You are appearing in that. It has no real or independent existence. O Rama, be aware of the truth." Thank you, friends.
Maharaj, Devashish is asking, when the soul leaves the physical body, does it go somewhere? Is it in the universe, or does it go into a different arena?
I couldn't get it. Can you please slowly?
When the soul leaves the physical body,
Soul,
where does it go?
when they leave the physical body, where it goes. The soul, after leaving the physical body, where it goes. There are many different opinions are there. Devashish, that you know that we are discussing from the point of view, this class particularly, the jnana. And in that, when the person is thinking or practicing, so slowly, maybe in this life he has not realized the Brahman, what will happen, whatever the thought that he already thought, or the action that he did, all will be accumulated, and all those impressions the mind will take to another body, to another place, in another situation, from where it will be again proceeding towards the goal. And the Bhagavad Gita, if you find, Lord Krishna is telling, when the Arjuna asks this question, almost a similar question, suppose somebody is trying to realize the God, but he could not realize God. Is it not the whole life is completely wasted? He could not realize God, he could not enjoy this world also, is a complete wastage. Then the Krishna said, no, it is not. Shuchi nam srimatam gehe yoga brashta vijayate. Yoga brashta. They were going to a particular goal that they could not reach over there. But whatever they have done, all good thoughts and action, that he will carry, and he will be advanced to another place. From there, his journey will begin. So we can say, to answer to your question, according to the karma, the soul travel. And when there is no karma, that means there is no desire, then it is completely liberated. Thank you. So let us say that, good question, Devashish. Now let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.